Good morning. Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Tuesday morning. Happy to the last video on this channel for this year. I know, mental. It's scary. So first and foremost, I hope the year has treated you well. I hope 2025 is 10 times better than your 2024. And I hope it is that same amount of better for our football club, Tottenham Hotspur. So we got loads of transfer news that sort of came out yesterday. I want to talk about it. I want to talk about why I think there's some good in it. I think there's some bad in it. And I think there is some messages within it. You'll see what I mean when I get to it. Do you want to say if you're watching this, you need to subscribe. Thank you very much if you do. Morning, Polly. How are you? Jessica, Marshall, Spurs. How are we? What am I doing tonight, Marshall? I am going to a friend's house to enjoy some drinks. I'm going to go to the pub first, but I'm going to go to a friend's house to enjoy some drinks. And will I be back tomorrow? I might be a little bit too rough. We'll see. But what are you up to? What are you up to tonight for your New Year's? Morning, my goat, Nova. You're my goat, my friend. Inikom, how are we? There we are. Anyway, let's jump in. Let's talk some transfers because there was a lot that came out. And be patient with me, because there's a lot that I have to get through as well. All right. I'm going to try my best to be as quickly and as efficient on this as possible. So we're going to start with what Paul O'Keefe, that's not a TH, it's an F, came out with at 6:15 last night. He says Spurs are looking at the goalkeeper, the centre-back, centre-forward, and winger positions this window. Versatility considered an advantage, as well as experience in high-intensity, high-tempo sides. So there's more that comes with this. So we're just going to just dissect this bit first and foremost. One, that ending bit. High tempo, high pressing side. They're used to that. Magical. Perfect. It's exactly what we want at Spurs. We play that football. I want someone that can come in and play that football, or at least knows how that football works. Because what I don't want is Spurs to go, look at this really exciting player we got in. He plays in a low block side. So you're asking him to do the exact opposite of what he's been doing. That's going to take some time. I'd rather get someone in that knows that, okay? That makes sense. I think we can all agree on that. Even the most hateful of people in this world can agree. That makes a bit of sense, okay? Hey, morning, Marty Cockrell. Roger, how are we? Mike, how are we? So look, first and foremost, that's great. Now, the versatility thing obviously then gives me a pause. Now, because normally I'd go, versatility's great, get a guy that can play a couple of positions. Brilliant. Find me my James Milner, but like James Milner 10 years ago, right? But it's, we're not a normal side. We're not a normal club. If that was Manchester City, a Liverpool, you'd go, oh, what are they thinking? What have they got up in there? What have they got up in their sleeve? I'm thinking, right, we're saving some money, are we? Jesus Christ. Anyway, moving a little bit on, because again, there's still so much to come out of this. Okay. First and foremost, Mail Sport have said that we've been offered the chance to sign Ben Godfrey, but we have no interest in him. Thought I'd just drop that one in early doors, make everyone back into a good mood. All right. But we are still linked with Ko Itakura from Borussia Mönchengladbach, who plays a bit of left back, left centre back as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. But just so far, some good news at least, right? But with Paul O'Keefe, right, you get hit with like the first tweet. Okay, you think, oh, okay, Paul, that's a good tweet. I'm going to your comments though, because the comments are where all the juicy things are. The comments are where, if you're ever going to find anything that you truly want to know, or I'm not saying that first tweet's rubbish, but you just dive that a little bit deeper. It's worth your time. I promise you, do it. Because other people are going, Paul, are we linked with him? Paul, are we linked with this? Paul, what does that mean? And Paul goes, right, listen here. All right. Because we've been linked to Jack Grealish. And he says that he doesn't think Spurs would pay the wages. The guy's on about 300 grand a week, by the way. He said, I don't think Spurs pay the wages. No particular reason why City should or would help them. I don't know for certain, but I'd be labeling that one as very unlikely. Okay. Because I'm coming to Jack Grealish in a minute. He said that loans are the most likely route Spurs will go. He called it the same old nonsense though as well. But He also said the striker position he doesn't think is a necessity due to Richarlison coming back, but they need bodies. Okay, so see what I mean? Just dive that a little bit deeper, and Paul is going to hook you up with some good stuff. All right. Moving on though, because there was chat about a goal. Oh, I've missed some stuff. Who do we reject? Koei Takura. Morning, Warren. How are you, my friend? Do you think we'll get signings in as early as possible? Oh, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. January such a horrific month to bring players in, you know. But yeah, the optimist in me would love that. I would absolutely love that. You know, yeah, we're gonna get someone in the first week. But I sort of said yesterday, I think our first signing, I think will be in the middle of January, 14th, 15th, maybe a couple of days early, a couple of days later. I think it will be within sort of like that 12th to 18th window. Just because I think it's such a horrific time to buy. Now, the beauty of this window compared to maybe the last January is there is no international tournaments this summer that players are thinking, I need to stay at my club because I want to make sure I'm in the squad for that tournament. We don't have that, which is a bit of a benefit this year. Players will go, yeah, actually, I will go 6 months early. You know, I'll get a whole 6 months there. I then get a season leading into an international tournament. So you can see maybe why a lot more players are keen for a move. I'm not saying maybe not keen's the word, but more open to the move. Okay. Loan deals aren't coming yet for sure. This manager is an awful man manager. Tell me how many players he can work with, and we'll go from there. Buying players won't change the manager's chances, wasting money. Well, he tried to do different tactics to please everyone, and it didn't work. Buying players might help, and it's factual. Pep hates doing business with Levy because of the Harry Kane deal. That's a good shout, Jazz. I don't hate that potential idea. Monorec, how are you, mate? It's curious, someone I'd love in the centre back, but also play CDM and I think left back since he is so composed on the ball and has very well ball playing skills. Well, you know, I think, like Paul said, we need bodies. And that's such a sad thing for us to have to say. But it's not Paul's fault he's saying that. It's just the reality. We need bodies. We need people that can, you know, I think at this point we take someone that's 10% worse if we know they're going to stay 10% fitter. That's how mental our situation is. You know, we are cursed. We are cursed. 4 players in Jan. Am I dreaming? They're going to target 4 positions, but I still think they get 2. Moani, Richie, or Werner. Can I get a 4th option, please? I'm sick of international football. I'll tell you what, I could do with an international break. I might get some players back fitter. In that a novelty. So Tom Olner talking about the goalkeeper position. He says plans to sign a goalkeeper could be brought forward to January. James Trafford, Anthony Patterson, so that's the Burnley and the Sunderland keepers who we've talked about on this channel previously. And also Alex Romero have all been watched by Tottenham scouts regularly. I'll give you a shout on as to who Alex Romero is. Obviously, if you play FIFA, you'll know, okay, because he's so easily packable on Ultimate Team, which I am uploading for the second channel at the moment. But he is a 29-year-old goalkeeper out in Spain for Real Sociedad, if you don't want to be as weird as me. Current market value, transfer market have him at 25 million euros, so we'll call it 20 million pounds. He is a Spanish international. He had his debut earlier this year in March. He's twicely capped. Good keeper, a solid keeper. I mean, if you think about it, I think they've played 23 times a season. He's conceded 18 goals and 12 clean sheets. They have 10 clean sheets in 18 games in La Liga Sociedad. What the hell? 10 in 18. So basically, 1 every 2 games, they're getting a clean sheet. What Sociedad cooking up out there? My God. Another lot of players he can destroy with his game plan tactics. Oh, we got some positive people in the chat today. Morning, Ed. How are you, my friend? Daniel Levy. So Jan covers one of those positions. Money say boom. Honestly, it is. It is. Now I know January's not a great time of a year to buy, but there's already come out reports saying it's going to be difficult to do this still. It's going to be difficult to do this still. They're already putting out there what you think the first and second options are going to be. They're going to go down the list and go, oh, how about the 9th option? Because he's nice and cheap and we can do that without any real work. And it happens with every manager. Every manager at Spurs, none of them ever seem to get what they truly, truly want and truly, truly need. You know? Look at how this man ran a doggy Romero Van de Ven to the ground with his blitzkrieg tax. Sorry to be negative, but we need to kick the ballistics in. Well, how many left backs do we have at the club that are credible? 1. So a doggy is going to get injured unless you want to play with 10 men. And Reguilon is pretty much 10 men anyway. Romero came back from an injury and then picked up a different injury. So that's not comparable. Van de Ven, I'll give you that one. I will give you one of the 3 there. But the other 2, I'm not going to give you, mate. Sorry. Moving on, though, because I'm not talking about the injuries. I'm talking about players. Talking, I think it's Allnut. If I get it wrong, apologies. If he ever sees this, apologies, Tom. But he went on to say that a premium winger and a proper defensive midfielder are also in need of being added at Tottenham, but both are more likely to be brought in the summer when the market is more ripe with quality to acquire. Interesting. For me, we talked about how Betis may need to sell. They need to raise some funds. Now, obviously, they could sell Cardoso, probably, knowing how the football year works, they could probably sell him at the end of the season, still make their money, and still clear off before the 30th of June. Wouldn't shock me. But there's no harm in asking. If you don't ask, you don't get. I was always taught that by my parents. If you don't ask, you don't get. And then when I started asking them stuff, they were like, right, hang on a second. Don't use it on me. Use it on others. All right. But look, for Cardoso, it's worth the punt. It is worth the punt. You know, it's an easy deal in theory. If obviously, look, they play ball. It's better still have to play ball. Better still have the power to say no this window. Next window, they have absolutely zero power to say no as long as we offer what the deal says, right? You still maybe could get this deal done. Now, I'm pretty sure Betis are in the Conference League as well. So he wouldn't be cup tied for the Europa League, which is another thing, another bonus. But I don't see it. The premium winger and the CDM is interesting because, you know, we talked about Paul O'Keefe. You know, he said, you know, centre-back, goalkeeper, centre-forward and winger positions. Well, already we're talking about how they look at the winger and CDM for the summer. And they reckon goalkeeper maybe towards summer as well. So now you're looking at, hang on a second, we've got centre-back and centre-forward. Are they the 2 positions we're adding? Because I still think we add 2. I don't see us adding 4. If we added 4, that is a small minor miracle. Because that's not what January is all about. The other thing, by the way, I did see this tweet. So Oliver Young Miles put this out. I did like it on Twitter, so I will shout him out because I did like it. He actually said, when a club has this much to do in January, it's an admission they made a complete mess of the summer window. Spot on. Couldn't agree more, Oliver. Great tweet. You were right there. So, look, there we go. If we get the rumoured 4 players in, who and how many do we realistically need to get out of for the Europa squad? Well, you're already limited, aren't you? You're already limited due to the fact that you've only got 2 academy-trained players in the squad. Yes, Mikey Moore is one. Yes, Will Lancashire is one. But they do not qualify the way that Whiteman and Austin do, which is hilarious because you get people going, sell those 2 keepers. It's like, you don't understand these European squad requirements, do you? The reason they're staying is because of that. If they were good, or one of them was good, and this is going to sound really, really mean and harsh. If one of them was good, one of them would be starting right now. You know? And I don't think they're good enough. If that's what the club has been telling us. And it's not just Ange saying it, it's previous managers as well. Have all basically said to you, Hugo Lloris can't kick it out from the back well. He's starting to really regress. These youngsters we're bringing through, that's not good enough. Now, Josh Keeley, can I just say, clean sheets galore, scoring goals for Leyton Orient, making assists. We'll see about that one in the summer, maybe, because that could be a play. Hey guys, Ed, how are you? Tyreek Mitchell is a free agent. Summer would be better off having Van Aven Spencer's backup left back until then. I don't know. He is a free agent. I saw that someone said he was, but I didn't think he was. Tyreek Mitchell. Here we go. Transfer market. His contract does expire in the summer. I thought he didn't. I thought it was like to 2027. I saw some people were saying it was to 2027. I don't hate it. Ed, I don't hate it. Hi, Andy. If Ange is still here and their plans for reinforcement, to me, it means a big change in Levy's approach. It looks like they're sticking with the rebuild. Hope this time it's true. Well, you would be right, probably, I'd say, Cozy. How are you, my friend, by the way? Reggie isn't even the Europa squad, so he doesn't even count. No, I know he doesn't count. I don't think I ever said he did count, did I? We need quality homegrown players that will fit into the first team immediately and the Europa League squad. As for Ange, he must stay, as Ritz repeat is an option. Well, Jeff, I think it's pronounced Jeff, by the way. Apologies if I'm wrong there. It's hard to get that academy trained in for the Europa League squads. Obviously, the more time your Lancashires more spend with the first team, and the more they stay at the club, they will be counted. But Skip was one. Harry Winks would have been one. Harry Kane would have been one, but obviously none of those are there. Not necessarily got it that wrong in the summer. Had we not suffered half those injuries, we'd not be considering such drastic chance of trouble. Well, I would say you're somewhat right, Roger, but then also I'd say, but Ben Davies gets injuries, and Mickey van der Ven gets injuries, and Richarlison gets injuries, and Desi Adogi gets injuries. And Madison has picked up injuries in the past. You can see it. There's evidence that these players not all of them can stay fit. And bear in mind, last year they picked up injuries playing once a week. What's going to happen when they play 3 times a week? That's my issue. They didn't stick 2 and 2 together. They stuck 2 and 1 together and got 4. But I went, well, it's 2 and 2 equals 4. So that's why I'm thinking you needed more. And you needed more ready to go, guys. And that's why it just doesn't work. And it didn't work. Brantford from Everton, I don't see that. January comes in, Romano, here we go again. He's waking up from his slumber. I'll take Branthwaite from Everton. Not sure if he can play left centre back. No, he can play left centre back. He's left footed. More than Andy, how did Ipswich beat Chelsea at home 2-0, but Chelsea beat us 4-3? Well, because we had 2 players decided that they just wanted to go kamikaze mode and give away the game because we were winning that game really. But yeah, Ipswich beat Chelsea. Haven't heard anything about Spurs fans from that Ipswich game. No Spurs fans talked about that Ipswich one. That was interesting. That was interesting. I guess it's only a problem when Spurs lose to them and they don't beat another team that's banging form in the title race. So interesting. No, back to the previous comment. Who and how many we need to get out of the Spurs? Oh yeah, no, Reggie's not. Sorry, Dean. Yeah, right. Reggie's not one of those. Odebear would be in that, and I assume they'd probably take Odebear out of that because they don't know when he's going to be back and fit. I'd rather not rush him for the Europa League as well. You might as well just keep him for just cup games and Prem games and give that spot to someone else potentially. That'd be my one off the top of my head. After that, it's hard to say. I think Spence. I still don't see Spence going into Europa League squad. Which, hold up. Don't shout at the camera and don't be like, what you on about? Let me cook. Let me just cook you a meal here first. I think the showing of Spence to have played as well as he has, I think has gone. Ange will go, oh, okay. I still won't put him in the Europa League squad, but I'm going to play him in the cups and I'm going to play him in the Premier League more. That's my vibe. And then obviously Porro plays the Europa League. And I can get on board with that thinking. And if Ange goes, look, I'm not going to put you in there, but cup games, Prem games, you're going to be playing a hell of a lot more. I think Spence would go, I can get on board with that. Everyone wins. Porro gets rest, Destiny maybe gets a bit more rest. I can get on board with that. And again, if you're having Destiny and Porro as like your fullbacks for the Europa League, and you're going, right, but we're going to get you some games off here and there. You know, we got this left back that's in now. We've got Spence. We'll play them a bit more in the cups and the league. I can sort of see the thinking behind that, because again, we are limited. We don't have enough space to get them all into the European squad. That was my brainstorming thought. They might change that and mix up a little bit, but it was just a thought that I had. Yeah, Branthwaite's going to cost stupid money. We're not going anywhere near that with a 20-foot pole. Given that Lang is always secretive and traditionally rumoured players are not ones he gets, I think surprise or two are coming. The fact is there was planning for weeks. Oh, there's been planning for months. They would have started this planning straight after the summer transfer window. And then I think the more the season's gone by, the more they've seen, oh, we need X, Y, and Z. We really need now Y. Y between X, Y, and Z. Y is the one that we truly, truly need to be adding straight away. They can adjust, but they would have had, the groundwork laid out. Who's the fittest player you've ever seen that never gets injured? Is it Ryan Giggs? He played till he's like 40. Maybe it's Giggs. I'm not going to say a goalkeeper. I'm thinking of an outfield player. Yeah, probably Giggs. I'd probably say because he played so long. But for Spurs, God, for Spurs is a bit difficult to think. It's probably Porro at the moment, actually thinking about it. Out of the squad right now, Porro? A Kulusevski? Hell, even a Son at the moment, Wish that's going to annoy people. Right. Also, my family are Palace fans. Mitchell's very good one-on-one defender, however, very careless with possession. That can be worked on. My three choices: Itakura, Tomori, Hanko, any of those three. Well, Tomori has been linked with Brighton and Hove Albion, I believe. How are you? Shout out my wife. Back hurts. Greetings from Barbados. Well, Happy New Year to you. Stinking light she plays games. I wonder what games he plays. Is Spence back from his suspension? Yeah, it was only a one game. Romero, was he the same Romero who was at United? If yes, I'll take him all day. Oh no! Oh, I think you mean the keeper, Sergio Romero. No, God, no. No. Too old now. Can say. Yeah. Shout. I thought you meant Spurs players. That's why I went with the guys right now. Van de Ven should be close to returning, and Michael Bridge, who is a Sky Sports News reporter, does a lot of the darts, and Mickey was at the darts, I think, yesterday. Apparently, he's back in a couple of weeks. Just saying. About a couple of weeks. Maybe that's just a couple of weeks to training, but apparently a couple of weeks. Which, oh my God, can you imagine the scenes when at least Mickey or Romero's back? My head would explode with excitement. When are Mickey and Romero returning? Well, Romero's going to be a little bit later on in the month, I believe. How are you, CDC, by the way? Right now, maybe Porro could say, would you fancy a Cunha? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mateus Cunha, baller. Absolute flat-out baller. Odegaard was never injured. Bentico's suspension was unprecedented. Romero went most of last season uninjured. Slanky played 2 years without an injury. That's a lot you couldn't predict. No, true. But you're also missing 12 players at times. And you missed 12 players last year. There is a trend. And you knew there's every season Ben Davies gets injured. Every season Van de Ven gets injured. This is previous, by the way, Van de Ven previous to us. Desi Doggy picked up issues last year. You knew that left-hand side was going to be a problem. You knew it was going to be a problem. You didn't really trust Spence. You knew right back could be a problem if you think Porro's going to play 3 times a week every single week. You see what I mean? There's some that you can't pick up. Richarlison always being injured is one that you knew was going to happen. You can sort of see there's starting to pick up. There's trends, and not dance moves. That's me later when I've had too many to drink. I'm feeling the one player will be 100% buy in Jan will be Johnny Cardoso. You think Johnny Cardoso? Interesting. Okay. Do you see Madison holding up the levy out thing at the darts? Is it real? I don't think it's real. But what a boy if it was. Kenya's 2-game ban, by the way. Cardoso rocking EPL. Can we still get Cardoso and Jack? We can get him, but Betis have power in that deal. Hey, Peter, how are you? Just under 2 hours to your New Year's, by the way, Peter. Enjoy it. Okay, enjoy a beer or two if you are. But let's talk. We got more transfer news to talk about. Tom Molnar again saying that it remains to be seen whether Daniel Levy or Johan Lang will be tempted into an optimistic move for players like Jack Grealish and Randall Kolo Muani, who have previously flashed big potential and have been linked to Spurs in recent days. Now, I do not see either of these players, by the way. I don't see either of these players joining Spurs. There is a reason. First and foremost, price. They cost an absolute belting fortune per week in wages. And a lot of people go, why do you care about the wages? And I go, no, it's not that I care. It's that I'm realistic and I know who's the higher up and what he looks at wages as. He looks at wages as, oh, that's going to go against my investment money, how much money we're going to make. So that's why. And if Kolo Muani's on like 250 grand a week, it's somewhere between 200 and 250 grand a week he's on. Your Grealish is on 300 grand a week. Heung-Min Son's on 190. And Heung-Min Son was on 190 a long time ago. And he's twice the players they were at that time when he got that contract. He's one of the best players in the league at that time when he got that contract. So, you know, you can see there's a slight issue there. We're not going to touch those players with a 20-foot pole unless those clubs that are moving them on are going to pay at least 50% of those wages. Right? I don't think Man City are going to play ball with that idea. I think Man City are going to go, well, if you want Grealish, you can have Grealish, but you're going to have to take him on yourself, or at least the majority of him. He also, by the way, has injury issues. That's another point that we should probably have put a pin in that one, because late 20s, he's not going to get any healthier. I said it about Ben Davies. Ben picks up injuries every year. He's getting on in age. I say he's getting on in age like he's so old. I'm like a year or two younger than him. I'm not. He's not old because I'm not old. So I won't be having that conversation, all right? But in terms of football, he is quite old. And in that time, as you get older, you don't get any healthier. You pick up more and more injuries. You have a few issues. It takes you a little bit longer to come back from some of those injuries. I mean, hell, he came back from an injury, got injured again. So that's why I think with Jack, I would have loved at Spurs years ago. He is the absolute prime Spurs player. He's not liked. He's flair. He's excitement. You don't know what he's going to do. Hell, sometimes I don't think he knows what he's going to do. But he would have been a perfect Spurs player. I said to my friends, I've looked at him for years and gone, he's a Spurs player. They go, really? I go, he, as a character, forget his style of play, that's a Spurs player. Right? And we could have had him. Obviously, all those years ago, we could have had him. And, of course, didn't want to do that, did we? And that's bit us in the backside ever since. But really talented player. The injuries are a concern. He doesn't stay fit enough long enough. And maybe it's situated. Well, I think I can't even say maybe it's a situation with rotation. He'd stay fit. He plays at a club that rotates the most in the world, and he still gets injured. So for me, that's an issue. If it's a 6-month loan deal, maybe, but I wouldn't be wanting to take Grealish on full time because it's just he can't stay fit enough, and we already have so many injury issues. I don't want to have to take on another potential injury issue. Again, had this been Jack at 25, amazing. Jack when he's at 20, fine. It's not the same time now, you know. I've missed some comments. Apologies, I've missed comments. All right, I know. Steve, how are you? Sorry a bit late, but did intro. Wow, I still ain't getting it, though. Cunha, Robinson, Waymo, plus another. If I've called it, it was a guess, not precedence. Well, look, I would love a Cunha, Robinson, and Waymo, but Spurs aren't spending... Well, if I had to guess how much that would all cost, close to 200 million. That's not going to happen. Ferran Torres could be an option. I was never a big Ferran Torres guy personally. Bremo would be brilliant. Yeah, it's not going to happen this window. Maybe in the summer, but not this window. City will not help the Grealish deal, especially after the Kane deal. Wouldn't surprise me. If Grealish would fit the system, be a risk. 1 foot, waste on the wing. Well, he'd play on the wing for Spurs. He won't play in the midfield. He'd play on the wing for Spurs. Yeah, I don't think he'd play in the midfield. Price for Grealish, I would rather go 2 or 3 decent players instead. Well, the thing is, look, I talked about this with the opening bit of Paul O'Keefe that he reckons going to be more loan deals. Grealish is a loan deal. And that's why there is that potential that is a loan deal. And City do want to bring in. Sorry, I thought it was something that I needed to care about. God, I just do not care about Ruben Amorim quotes. I just don't care. Just do not care. Twitter love it, but I don't. But City do want to bring in players this January transfer. They're going to be active, apparently. So City can be active. You would expect Liverpool maybe to do 1 or 2 things just to keep the flow going. I mean, they're already a juggernaut as it is, but they're probably looking at going, well, we're leading the league by a good few points now. We're destroying the Champions League. We've got the League Cup semi-final against Spurs. That's a 2-legged affair. So obviously the second leg's in February. Got the FA Cup. We are very much fighting in 4 competitions. We could do with maybe 1 or 2 extra players. And I could see that. I could see Arsenal maybe looking at going, look, maybe 1 or 2 extra players. Saka's out for a little while now. I think Saka's going to miss the game against Spurs. He's going to be out for that long, you know. So I think there's going to be a few teams in the Premier League that are going to be active in January, and that means it could be more difficult for Spurs. But also Spurs, you know, if they did want a Grealish, maybe City are going to go, we wouldn't want to give him to you, but you know, we kind of want to get someone in that position, so we might actually give him to you, you know. So we'll see. Grealish is washed. Ooh. Morning, Al Dente. How are you, mate? Hope everyone's doing well. Only take Grealish on loan if we can send back Werner this window. Yeah, well, he would be an upgrade on. He'd be an upgrade on Werner. I think most would agree with that. To me, Eze looks like a Spurs player. I'd probably say so. We're going to take Rodgers at Villa. But Morgan Rodgers is a beast. Villa selling him it'd be way more than what they got for Grealish, in my opinion. Some reports are out that the budget for Jan that Levy approved is 25 to 30 million. I would say it's probably a bit more if you can factor in all the little deals adding up. But yeah, we're not spending like 100 million in January, not at all. We'd spend, I'd say maybe we get like 1 permanent deal for like 20, 25 million, like a Dragic value, and maybe like 2 loans that might total up like 10 million. So 35, 40 million, everything added up. I can see that potentially. What about Adeyemi? He's better than Grealish. I like Adeyemi. I came across Adeyemi because of Danny Aaron's on FIFA. Grealish could be what Werner was not. So I think a loan deal or 2 will be. Yeah, I think. Look, Spurs may sign 1 player in January, but I think they'd maybe get 1 or 2 loan deals. That's my thinking. If Werner has deal get ended, I would give the Jan window a 10. We're not signing anyone. We're not selling anyone else, but Rex giving it a 10. Sorry for asking an unrelated question, but by any chance have you seen the leaked of our Yellow Kip 25-26 season? I haven't been on Twitter the last few days, just because it's Christmas. I've actually really been enjoying not being on Twitter. I don't know if about you guys, but Spurs Twitter is somewhat the most miserable place to be. And it's really nice not being on there, to be honest. You know, I'm not that active on there. I'm not clamoring to get followers like other people on there. I just enjoy my sanity, if I'm honest. What about City Chargers? Don't know. What happened to Eze? Just didn't happen. Apparently, we might send Werner back to Leipzig. Is this true? Well, it'll be an option. Andy, just going for loan deals, just to plug the holes, but not any quality coming in. Liverpool Zubimani. Sorry about spelling, man. You were looking at Osimhen. You missed a H in Osimhen. So you were pretty much there, Kate. You were pretty much there. I'll let you off. Don't worry. I don't see January being a crazy window for big signings at all. So I think loans will be on board. No, we're not in a relegation battle. Amram said that there are. Bloody hell. How the Man United have fallen, eh? There's hope Vicario is not using crutches anymore. He's quickly recovering. Well, he played 60 minutes with a fractured ankle. I don't know about you. I don't think I'd be able to walk with a fractured ankle. He played on against Man City and kept a clean sheet. I still get told he's not a very good keeper. David's injury. Okay, yeah. Sorry, Roger, mate. We've moved very quickly on from that a long time ago, mate. I've left Xcham, my accurate name, and gone to Blue Sky for the same reason as you, Andy. Do you know what? I set up an account and I've not even used it. I just don't. I don't know what it is, but I just do not ever go on Twitter and Instagram and just scroll. I just don't. I cannot. Something about it is I just cannot be bothered. You open up Twitter and after 30 seconds you go, oh, I'm just actually so upset and miserable right now. And I came onto this 30 seconds ago having a good day. Spurs Twitter. Such a miserable world. If we do sign a serious player, we'll be in relegation zone. What about Godoso? Would he come in January? It's an option, but I don't think so. Maybe some Praschi magic coming as well. Look, do you know what? Praschi. Let him cook. All right. He can't do all the cooking. He's like the architect. He's the overseer of all the cooking because he's not allowed to be. But he'd be in the kitchen going, just put some more salt on that. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Good. Or how's the chicken coming along? Oh yeah. No, yeah. Do you want to flip it? Nice. Just there, telling everyone what to do. And Johan Lang's like, is this good, chef? And Praschi's like, I actually hate you so much. Okay, Roger. The only reason I ever use Twitter is check confirmed lineups and matches. Mate, honestly, I would, mate, just go on Instagram. Just go on Instagram and go to Spurs instead. It's like out a minute later, but like at least Instagram isn't just miserable compared to Twitter. That's how I actually do it now. It's just don't. Why do people spout so much crap on Twitter? If you're that miserable, maybe just sort yourself out. It's not everyone, by the way. There are some really good people on Twitter, and you can actually have a good conversation with some. But I think people they like to wallow in self-pity with others. It's like, dude, life's too short. You know, come on. Get outside. Get a dog. That fixes a lot of it. Get a dog and go on some dog walks. That would change your bloody life. That's what I do. Which, speaking of, I need to in a minute. Grealish's room isn't he on 300k a week? Yes. I would love to see how the board is fully back in action. No more kids and cheaper option. Well, there'll be some cheap options still, but I don't think it'll be kids. A couple of Juve rejects. Well, apparently Danilo is going to be leaving, and I saw Spurs fans going, "Oh, let's get him." And it was like, well, he wasn't very good at City when he was younger. Come on. You know, we've been linked to obviously Fagioli, which I don't see either. Weston McKennie's playing somewhat more regularly, I think, at the moment. Locatelli, I think it's the same. What's Dybala doing? Is Dybala still at Juve? Praschi is like the rat and ratatouille. Oh, that's a shout. Yeah, Praschi's the rat and ratatouille. I love it, Al Dente. Good shout. Sane or Grealish? Sane, but we're not getting him either. When is his ban fish? He must have served 12 months already of the 18. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't. I know Dybala's at Roma. The wink gave it away. I gave it a little wink. That was my way. We played him earlier on the season. I know he's at Roma. Don't worry. I was just joking. Okay. I thought the wink gave it away, you know? What's Leandro Damião doing nowadays? What's he up to nowadays? Is that deal still on by any chance? And I mean the above in the sense of chances from my understanding. Spurs Twitter is best avoided. I just can't anymore. Those people aren't normal. Yeah, I don't. Even the people that tried to like talk about tactics and stuff like that, but yeah. Dybala scored a cracking goal. It's Milan. There you go. Do we have any solid transfer news so far? No, there's no. I wouldn't say massive solid transfer news at the moment. It's still early doors. I've seen some stuff come out about other players. Look, I would. Do you know what? I think. I would say if I had to say what is the most credible sort of link we've had so far, you would have to say it's Grealish or Mawani. I'd probably say at the moment. I mean, I saw this, by the way. I saw, because I said, it's already come out. It's difficult to do X in terms of a player. Skriniar apparently is a difficult deal to do. The guy who's played 5 games this season has played nearly as much football as Richarlison and has been fit. Apparently that's a difficult deal to do. No, it's not. That's not a difficult deal to do. He doesn't suit Ange Ball, though. That's the real issue there. Now, is he better than an 18-year-old at centre-back? Probably. But you just have another Dragic at centre-half because he's not amazing on the ball, solid defensively. Dragic is probably a lot more athletic. it makes no sense. Plus, he's on crazy, stupid money, which makes no sense either. Um, I'm just listening mostly whilst I finish my work for the year, so I missed the. That's all right, Al dente. Next time, right? I'll just go wink. We can replace Werner with Shaqiri. He's a free agent. No, Shaqiri. No, that's a ship that sailed a long time ago. What do I think of Rashford? Lazy, overpriced, not actually good enough. He's had one good season, and that wasn't last season or this season. Arsenal looking for Moane, potentially so. They need a right winger. Arsenal need a right winger. Apparently, Man City want Delap back at City, which, by the way, fair play. I like the move for him, but also I like the move for them. Wayne Rooney's left Plymouth. Well, there you go. That's exciting. But yeah, I think looking at it, nothing new to report. But yeah, I definitely think. Oh, okay. Right. So I've just seen some other stuff. Oh, yeah. Twitter. Yeah, Spurs Twitter's been real quiet with the fact that Chelsea have lost to Fulham at home, drawn to Everton, and lost to Ipswich. Spurs Twitter been real quiet about that. Or is it just, it's okay for them to do it, but not us? Wink. That's a wink before anyone cries. Will Spurs terminate Werner's loan deal? Well, no, Anthony, Leipzig have the power to allow us to end that deal. It's not something that we have to say, bye-bye. It's not going to happen. I think if we press more, we could get Jota as a backup for Solanke. The OGs in this chat know about not Jota from Liverpool, the other Jota, and what happened when I said I didn't rate him as a player. Someone had a meltdown at me, and it was absolutely brilliant. It was 20 minutes of him going, we talk about Jota's way better than you. And he just, for 20 minutes, was crying about a guy who went to Saudi and wasn't good enough in Saudi. It was brilliant. It was the best 20 minutes of my life. Honestly, the OGs in the chat know that some of them will be here. They know. But if you're talking about Jota from Liverpool, player. A few injury, I think, issues, but absolute player. I do really like him, but he's not going to come to us. Ryan Mason should apply for the Argyle job. Well, look, there's no money in the Plymouth job in terms of funds. There's no money. So, plus they are struggling this year. I think they play tomorrow. I think, but yeah, I think, that's a dangerous job. Only Leipzig can end Werner deal. Eze. What about Dreadlock? What about him, Dreadlock? I've seen that we are inquiring about. Oh, here we go. Abdulkadir Kusanov. I think I've nailed that. We have been linked to him. But I also think Newcastle have been linked to him as well. And at least one other Premier League team have been quite heavily linked. I think Newcastle are probably, if there is like a race, like if there's a 100-meter race, you got Spurs, Newcastle, and another, I'd probably say Newcastle have got a decent 20-meter distance in that regard in terms of credible sources, but also how much they're linked to him. There's smoke, there's fire, Darwin Núñez on loan. Honestly, Darwin Núñez, his movement is incredible. His finishing is just something else, though. I think that guy meant Jota, who was at Celtic. Good Lord, no. Yeah. Is this the Celtic Jota? Yeah, I've never seen anything in him. No, I didn't. There's a few of you that weren't, obviously, you've subscribed and you started watching post this meltdown from this kiddie. Don't know who he was. He never had commented before. And he must have joined that one video. And for like 15, 20 minutes was just, he called me a fake fan. He said, I bet you've only started supporting Spurs like last year and things like that. And I was like, well, Bale number 3 would give it away that I've not supported them in the last year because he didn't finish with that number. He had 2 numbers since that number. Nah, he was entertainment for us OGs. It was brilliant. I honestly it was so much fun because he was an idiot. My friend's going to the Liverpool United game at home. It's not Liverpool United, is it? We wouldn't attract Darwin Núñez alone. He'd feel like the arse has fallen out of his career. You can't mean Jota from Liverpool because hell would freeze over for Liverpool. Yeah, no, I don't know. We're not signing Liverpool. We're not signing Liverpool players who are impactful at the moment. Okay, they need all those players because they're fighting in 4 competitions. All right. Obviously, we are technically fighting in 4 competitions. Technically, before someone cries, I don't mean the league title. But you are still in the League Cup, you're still in the FA Cup, and you've still got some stuff to do in the Europa League. That's why we need reinforcements. You know what I mean? Liverpool having a brilliant season so far. I'm jealous, lol. It must be nice. It must be nice. But look, we'll definitely see on... Sorry, I've just read some stuff. Apparently, Spurs are looking at a goalkeeper in Germany. We'll see about that. It's not anyone. We've not been linked to anyone. And apparently, we're in contact with the agents of Kolo Muani. I don't believe that for a second either. We probably are, but it's nothing incredible. We can't really do much yet, so I don't think it's anything incredible. If we keep losing the games, will you say Ange out? Well, I'm not there yet, and I don't think we're going to keep losing games. Wait till someone cries about that. If I was Levy, I'd splash 60. I don't know. He's not doing that. Give over. Hey, Glenn. Happy New Year to yourself, my friend. Yeah, Happy New Year. If you are watching this and you missed my opening bit, Happy New Year. I hope your year this year is 10 times better than it was this year coming, better than this actual year. So have a great New Year, and whatever you're up to, enjoy the evening, all right? Strictly speaking, until mathematically possible, we are fighting for everything. We will be there, Cozy. Second half of the season, title charge is on. Oh, we're going to win every single game. All right. Someone's going to get really angry at that. Talk on David, the Canadian, has gone quiet. Have you heard anything about it? It has gone quiet. I know that Saudi are interested in him. Milinkovic from Forest is currently signing. Obviously, they told me if we were linked with him at some point. Well, when we were linked with him, he would have suited our style of play. He wouldn't suit us now. So yeah, 12 minutes. He's been really good for him. And look, they've got some really good, solid defenders. I mean, I saw Ola Aina was linked to Galatasaray, and I'm thinking Forest aren't moving him on. He's been really solid at right back or right wing back. No way. Have Duck Star Sports News isn't going to run. It's going to have to duck. SSN isn't going to run itself. Work to do. Keep up your great work. Have a good New Year. You too, Roger. Is it Neuer? Is it Neuer? He will upgrade on Werner, but I don't rate him anymore. Title charge or trophy charge? It's going to be a huge quad charge. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you, Dante. Yeah, great place to leave off. Thank you so much for joining me. Whoever you are, thank you so much for joining me throughout the year. It's been very much appreciated. All the support, the abuse at times, which is quite fun, the love, the comments, the likes, all of it has been fantastic. And I very much appreciate every one of you that does join, comment, and all those things. Make sure, though, you have an amazing evening this evening. Obviously, a few of you that are only about an hour and a half away from your new year coming in, I hope you enjoy your evenings. For the rest of us who are a little bit earlier in the day at 11:34 a.m., enjoy the rest of your days. Enjoy the rest of whatever it is you're doing today. I hope to see you tomorrow, depending on how hungover I'm going to be. But if not, I'll see you on January 2nd. And we're going to start being very positive for the new January transfer window and the new season ahead. Take care, everyone. Enjoy yourself. Peace.